volcano in Washington state was active last month in a way no geologist could predict. 6 hikers, 3 of them SOTA activators, were not concerned about the likelihood of lava and ash spewing up from below. They were more interested in the radio contacts from above. At an altitude of more than 8,000 feet at the summit, a height reached after 3 hours of strenuous hiking they called CQ. When the contacts came, it was not as a volcanic eruption, but at a steady amateur radio-friendly pace. With each first contact to the summit worth 10 SOTA points to chasers, Tim, N7KOM, Tyler, ND7Y, and Andrew, N7LFO, got busy, using a pair of hiking poles as 2 legs of a makeshift tripod that included the mast for the wire antenna. It was a busy afternoon. Tim told Newsline that, by the end of the activation, he had logged 20 QSOs on 2 meters FM, 6 QSOs on 40 meter SSB, 1 QSO on 30 meters CW, and 10 QSOs on 20 meters CW. The path of ash, sand, and rocks leading up to this popular SOTA summit had led to a smooth afternoon of operating. A portion of that afternoon can be seen in the Hams YouTube video on the N7KOM Mountaintop Portable Radio channel. People on the U.S. West Coast may still remember the deadly eruption from the volcanic peak in the Cascade Mountains in 1980, one of the deadliest of its kind in North America. But these 3 hams and any other activators with their sights set on SOTA number W7W/LC-001 are grateful the mountain continues its long slumber. For now. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB.
With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, CQ Magazine, Chuck Pock, K0ITP, CNN, David Behar, K7DB, David Ben Bassat, 4X1WH, 425DX News, Radio Society of Great Britain, shortwaveradio.de, The Statesman, Swains Island DXpedition website, Tim Sherry, N7KOM, The Times of India, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Skeeter Nash, N5ASH in Shelbyville, Tennessee, saying 7-3. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2023, all rights reserved.
W8WKY, timeout.
W8WKY. This is NADI, looking for audio check, please. NADI audio check.
Q5, Jason, NTAT.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. Appreciate it. NADI.
Alpha Delta 8 Kilo Kilo, monitoring.
88KK, this is NADI. Good evening. Just wanted to let you know we've got a net starting here in about 10 minutes.
All right, good evening. Thanks for the heads up.
The weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes.
W8WKY.
Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ. This is W8WKY calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's Tuesday Night Net. Net control this evening is Jason, NAEI. Call sign for this net is the club call Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. Sarah meets on this repeater every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., and this net is open to all licensed amateurs. It is a controlled net, and all traffic must pass through net control. Emergency traffic may break into this net at any time. If you're picking us up for the first time tonight, we welcome all hams to this net and encourage you to check in. The PL tone for the repeater is 114.8, and tonight's net is being logged on NetLogger if you'd like to follow along. We'll go through some announcements, followed by a round of internet check-ins, and then move on to regular check-ins and our trivia questions. All right, our first announcement is unfortunately a sad one. I wanted to pass along to this net the passing of Zeke Zadaraka, AB8OU. Zeke passed away suddenly on October 6th. Zeke was a lifelong ham and a long-standing member of SARA. There was no memorial service per Zeke's wishes, but please keep Zeke's family in your thoughts and prayers. The next SARA meeting is this coming Thursday, October 19th at 7 p.m. at the Wadsworth Eagles Hall, located at 9953 Rittman Road in Wadsworth. We're going to be making some changes to the meeting format, so come see what that's all about. And I will be presenting on radio frequency and spectrum considerations. More information, directions, and all the good stuff is online at w8wky.org under the Events and Meetings tab. The Barometer Net Eyeball QSO is coming up this Saturday, October 21st at 11:30 a.m. The Eyeball QSO will be held at Ray's Place of Fairlawn, located at 25 Gent Road, which is right over by Summit Mall in West Akron. The Barometer Net T-shirts will be distributed at the lunch, so if you bought a T-shirt, please get over there to pick up your shirt, even if you do not wish to have lunch. Full information on this is also available at w8wky.org. And finally, the Massillon Amateur Radio Club Hamfest is coming up at the MAPS Air Museum in Greene. The event starts at 8 a.m. on Sunday, October 29th. See w8np.net, that's Whiskey 8, NovemberPapa.net for information. Those are all the announcements I have for tonight. Is there any other announcement traffic for the net?
Net control, please copy Kilo Golf 8 Radio Yankee with an announcement about the Hamfest.
KG8RRY, go ahead, sir.
good evening, Jason. Good evening, everybody on the net, KG8RRY. Just wanted to take a minute to reach out here from the Maslin Amateur Radio Club and invite everybody to be with us at MAPS on the 29th of October. Doors open to the to vendors at about 5:30 in the morning. We'll be there early setting up. And then at 8 o'clock in the morning, doors open up to the general public. We have about 100 vendors this year. Tables are all but sold out at this point. There's only a handful of tables left. So we'll have a full house, and we're expecting a full house at the MAPS as far as participants also. We have been able to hold the ticket prices to the same thing we've had for the last 2 years, just $5 to get in. And the ticket not only includes the swap itself, but also a tour of MAPS and all of the airplanes, the exhibits, and the memorabilia. Really is a fun place to come if you haven't had your children and or your grandchildren there, depending upon your age. In my case, I'm afraid it would be the grandkids. It's a great time, and the kids love it there. Some of the older kids love it there also. So everybody is welcome at MAPS. And interestingly enough, the admission price to the Hamfest is less than what it costs to go and actually tour the museum on your own, so it's a great value as well. I want to report that we have about $5,000 in prizes this year. Our top prize is the FT891, which is the #1 outdoor communications radio in the world right now, the POTA, if you will, type radio. Our second prize is a complete POTA outfit, including a Zygoot G90, a Dakota lithium power station plus solar panels, an antenna, including a gift certificate to the wireman to build a wire antenna for your POTA rig. So it's a complete POTA outfit. And then besides that, we have all the major radio companies have all participated. ICOM and Yaesu, of course, and also Elecraft is participating with us this year, as is Flex. All the major radio companies have sent us T-shirts and hats and all kinds of branded gear. There will be giveaways about every 8 minutes throughout the entire Hamfest from start until finish, and we'll still have a whopper prizes to give away at the end. We've got antennas, we got all kinds of, we got Heils and a microphone, all kinds of prizes. So it's a good chance if you're there, you'll go home with something from the Hamfest this year. And in addition to all that, the ladies will be there. They'll be cooking, and there'll be coffee and breakfast, and I think lunch of some type, and same pretty much as last year. So I have had a couple people say that they had conies, I think, last year for lunch, and they were delicious, and all that will be going on again. And there's a VE session. If you know somebody that's looking to become a ham radio operator, isn't that what it's all about? We'll have a session for them, and anybody also wanting to upgrade their license, this will be a good opportunity to stop by. So, lots going to be going on the 29th of October. Feel free to come on out. If you'd like a brochure and you don't have one, just send me an email. You can send an email to club, that's CLUB, club, at Whiskey 8 November Papa, W8NP.net. Thanks again, Jason. Everyone have a great night. 73 all. Good to talk to you, and thank you for giving me a moment here at the beginning of the net to invite everyone to the Hamfest. Blessings, everyone. 73 from KG8RRY.
KG8RRY. Thanks for all that information on the MAPS, the Hamfest there at MAPS. Sounds like it'll be a good time. Any other announcement traffic for the net?
KG8NEO.
Go ahead, Daryl.
Yeah, so if we don't have the internet, how about a telephone number that we can get in contact with someone to get a table? KG8NEO.
Jason, do I have permission to pick that up?
W8WKY.
Go ahead, Gary.
If you want, just give me a call. I'll be happy to take care of you. 330-265-9162. Again, 330-265-9162. I'm Jerry, KG8RRY, KG8RRY. Back to net, KG8RRY.
All right, did you get that?
We got her. Thank you. 88 NEO.
All right, any other announcement traffic for the net? All right, I'll go ahead and take in and out check-ins at this time. Please call W8WKY.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Victor Mike Whiskey Jim in Barberton.
November 8, Whiskey Sugar Bill in New London, in and out.
Whiskey Echo 8, Whiskey India Zulu Bob in Norton, in and out.
County, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, Carry at Portage Lakes, in and out.
Kilo, Foxtrot 8, Golf, Brian in Norton, in and out.
Hello, Echo 8, November Hotel, Duggan Rick, in and out.
I'm in Canton, in and out.
KV8, LNK, Ron Orville, in and out.
Kilo, Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8, TLB, Randy and Rittman. I'll be in and out. God bless everyone.
November 8, Victor, X-Ray Quebec, Perry in Perry's Township.
Alpha Delta 8, Kilo, Kilo, and Canton, in and out.
All right, let me grab it right there. All right, I had KD8NEO. I step back. I had KG8RRY and KD8NEO in and out. If you're going to come back regular, that's fine. WB8VMW, N8WS, WE8WIZ, W8CTM, KF8G, KE8JNH, KA8MNT, KB8LNK, KE8TLB, N8VXQ, and 88KK. I know there was a couple of doubles. I pulled out who I got. Anyone else in and out?
Kilo, Bravo 8, Victor, Hotel Mike, Tom and Green, in and out.
Kilo, Echo 8, India, Mike Echo, David, Sterling, Ohio, in and out.
All right, let me grab it. All right, KE8VHM, Tom, I got you, KE8IME, and then there was a station that was all static, barely opening the repeater. If you want to try it one more time, go ahead. All right, any other in and out check-ins? Last call for in and outs.
Kia at 8, Sir Pato, Sir. Martin Wadber, in and out.
All right, we're going to under Mark, KE8SFS, got you in and out. With that, we'll turn our attention now to regular check-ins. Regular check-ins for the Sarah Tuesday Night Net. Please call W8WKY.
November Tango 8 Delta NT8D Dave in Copley.
Kilo, Echo 8, Uniform, India, Bravo, KE8, UI UIB. John in Massillon.
So Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray KE8 VQX Joe in Akron.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve.
WWKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KD8 SLG Nick in Orville.
This is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
King Charlie 8, Fox Queen Victor, Mark Aurora, KC8 FQV.
Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Charlie Kilo KG4 SCK Mark Copley.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA, Eric in Strongsville.
All right, let me grab it there for a second. All right, I had NT8D Dave, KE8 UIB John, KE8 VQX Joe, KC8 HDP Jerry, KD8 SLG Nick, WO3X John, KC8 FQV Mark, KG4 SCK also Mark, and KE8 VZA. Anyone else want to check in to this Sarah Tuesday Night Net? This is your chance. Last call.
Big Prairie, 71 South, be in and out.
The 71 South station, you want to come again? You were pretty broken up there. All right, not hearing him. I didn't get who that was. Anyone else for the net? I know Gary's lurking out there at least. Anyone else? This is W8WKY. All right, well, that's a short list, but I guess we'll go with it for now. Tonight's trivia question is the following. The theremin is an electronic musical instrument controlled by the player holding their hands between two antennae that capacitively sense the positions of the hands. This, in turn, controls the frequency and the amplitude of the emitted sound. Who invented the theremin? Read that again. The theremin is an electronic musical instrument controlled by the player holding their hands between two antennae that capacitively sense the position of the hands, which in turn controls the frequency and amplitude of the emitted sound. Who invented the theremin? And your choices are A, Robert Moog, B, Lev Termen, C, Raymond Scott, D, D, Alexandria Stepanov, or E, none of the above? I'll read those choices again. Who invented the theremin? Robert Moog, A. Choice B, Lev Termen. C, Raymond Scott. D, Alexandria Stepanov. Or E, none of the above. And with that, we're going to go up to the top of the list with Dave, NT8D. Dave, go ahead. What do you got for us this evening? This is W8WKY.
Good evening there, Jason, everybody on the net, and anybody listening. Let's see. My sister, who lives over on the Isle of Wight, is actually a theremin player. She has one. She uses it in public. She's also a DJ and a trumpet player, so she does some fun stuff over there. I don't know. I think it's who. I don't know who. I thought it was going to be a technical question. It's a history question. I'm going to go with D Delta. Oh, my alarm's going off here. That's okay. We'll stop that. Let's see. Had an interesting time doing a missing person search exercise with CompliCert. If you're interested in that kind of thing, contact Sumac over at the Township Hall there. But we were wandering around off a minor road by the reservoir there and found a strategically placed Halloween skeleton. Apparently a missing person dead body. It was a good exercise, a lot of fun. Let's see, anything else interesting? Oh man, I've been playing music all weekend. Ended up playing with the Sketch Anderson Orchestra up in Parma last night. Made for a late night, but we got up to the barometer net this morning. And looking forward to seeing whoever can be there at the Thursday night meeting. Throw it back to Net Control. W8WKY, NT8D. We'll stick around.
All right, W8WKY. This are from NT8D. Whoever. You know what I'm trying to say. Dave, I got you down for D. I appreciate it. Up next is John, KE8UIB. Go ahead, John. What do you got for us this evening?
Good evening, Jason. Everybody out there on the net. Trivia question. I have no idea, so I'll just choose Alpha. We'll make it simple. Hope everybody out there's doing good tonight. Hope everybody's week starting off good. And unfortunately, I was not able to make it to the trivia net last week. Was down and still good. I've been fighting this cold for the last week, and hey, but I made it tonight, so that's a good thing. With that, I just hope everybody's having a good evening, and this is K8UIB. Back over to Net Control, 7:30, y'all.
All right. KE8UIB, John, appreciate you dropping by. I've got you down for Alpha. Up next, KE8VQX, Joe. You've got the floor. What do you got for us this evening?
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. Hi, Jason, and everyone else on the net. I don't have much. Just speaking of the maps, Hamfest, I've only been a ham for a little bit over a year, and that was the first Hamfest I ever went to, and it was a great one. So if you're on the fence, I suggest going. Being an airplane guy, that's a great place to have a Hamfest. And they have hot dogs, so any place that has hot dogs is okay with me. As far as the trivia question, I don't really know, but I have seen a video of Jimmy Page, the guitarist for Led Zeppelin, playing one, but I don't know the answer. So I'm going to go with E, Echo, none of the above. So with that, this is KE8VQX, back to Net Control.
All right, thanks, Joe. Got you down for E, none of the above. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've never been to the Maps Museum. I want to get over there. Unfortunately, it will not be this Sunday, but I've got that on my list of things I want to get to. All right, up next, Jerry, KC8 HDP from the Metropolis of Shreve. Jerry, what do you got for us this evening?
Well, good evening, Jason, and to everyone on the net. Boy, interesting trivia question this evening, Jason. I do not know the answer. No one's picked C yet, so I will go with Charlie. Good as any of them, because I don't know the answer anyway. Yeah, great to hear everyone this evening. Really looking forward to the meeting Thursday evening to see the new format for the meetings, and looking forward to your presentation. And for the Eyeball QSO Saturday, that should be a good time as well. And if anyone is thinking about getting their license or upgrading or needing to do anything with the FCC, I would recommend getting it in before the middle of November, just in case we have another government shutdown. Because if the government shuts down, the FCC will not be processing applications or any paperwork or anything. So with that, I'll send it back to you, Jason. W8WKY in the net from KC8HDP73.
All right, KC8HDP. Yeah, that's a good one. Always a good thing. Never sit on any action you're planning on taking on the licensing because, well, government. So thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. Got you in there for C. Up next is our illustrious Vice President, Nick. Just Nick, the 10th stake, KD8SLG. Nick, what do you got for us this evening?
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG, and that is my phone. Good evening, Jason, and everybody here on the Club Net. It's fine to be here. I'm very happy tonight. I don't have a haiku. They didn't talk about haikus during the news show, so I don't have to do a haiku tonight. And Jason, your haiku was not lost on me. That was fine business. Speaking of business, the business at hand, trivia. So, I like the one that sounds like theremin, Lev Terman. Like an American kind of thing to do, to take someone's name and twist it around a little bit to make it an instrument or something. And I was giggling a little bit there when I kicked it off because I found Jerry's warning there quite amusing. This is KD8SLG. Looking forward to seeing everybody at the meeting and at the party on Saturday for the t-shirts. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right, KD8SLG. I'm glad you liked my haiku. If I get a chance here, I'll dig through my email. Maybe I'll have a haiku reading if there is popular demand for it. Otherwise, I've got you down for B. Appreciate that, and I will see you on Thursday. All right, up next is John, WO3X. John, what do you got for us? Who invented the theremin?
Good evening, Jason, and all on the net. This is WO3X. Yeah, let's see. I'll answer that first. Let's see. I'll take B, Bravo. And let's see. My cousin was 5 months younger than I was to the day. He only lived to the age of 50, though. But when we were boys, he built one of those, and I think it was for a science project or something like that for the school that he was going to. So it worked pretty good. So that's my introduction to that instrument. Let's see. So Yeah, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Hamfest is Saturday, April 13th, 2024. So we're making preparations for that. So with that, I'll turn it back to the net. W8WKY, this is WO3X.
All right, WO3X, thank you. I've always wanted to play a theremin. I never have. Maybe I'll have to see about building one. I never considered the build a theremin option. Maybe that'll be a club build project. I don't know. All right, Mark, KC8, FQV, you're up, sir. Good evening. Who invented the theremin?
Oh, okay, so FQV. I thought it was one of them had 4 letters in it. Zach or Harriet. But I'm going to say Charlie. We'll just try that one. I remember a guy did a theremin at my school. He the custodian. He liked doing different things. And he built one. A theremin. So, I'm going to say Charlie. Let's try that. And, yeah, it's funny when I think about, UIB traveling from Maslin to Hartsville. You know, I always think, well, you normally go to the big city to work. He goes to the small one. Although Hartsville is getting a little more bigger. You know, I mean, then I always get Maslin and Wadsworth. I want to think they're the same, but I know there's difference. But I guess it's because I'm so far up here, I just think they're right next door to each other. But they're a little further apart than that. But interesting when you talk about geography and listen to the radio, and you hear where people live, and you hear where people are traveling through. So we'll send it back to net. But Charlie is my answer. I'll try that. KSFQV.
All right, KC8 FQV. Mark, thanks. Got you down for Charlie. This is W8 down WKY. Throwing the mic over to Mark, KG4 SCK. Good evening, Mark. What do you got for us?
Hello, W8WKY and N8IE. Sorry, Jason. KG4 SCK. Not a lot. The wife was talking to me right at the net time, and I kind of missed that Hamfest detail. I guess you can just walk in and get in for $5, but I'm sure when I get back, I'll pursue that. The question, the answer, my guess to the trivia question, I kept hearing theremin, a flashback to Lord of the Rings. Theremin. I'm looking at an exotic name, so that's what I'm going to go with. Alexandra Stefanov, plus NT8D, a musician himself, picked that one. So, I'll go with D. The KG4SCK back to net. Thank you, Jason.
All right, KG4SCK. Mark, thanks. Got you down for D. And at the bottom of the regular check-in list, I've got Eric, KE8VZA. Go ahead, Eric.
W8WKY in the group. This is KE8VZA. Hello, Jason. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Trivia, I'm going to go with answer A, Robert Moog. I've seen his name somewhere before, I think. So I'm going with that. It's merely a hunch. Not a lot going on here. Work, rinse, repeat. Plan to attend the Hamfest at the Maps Museum. That sounds really cool. I haven't been to that one yet. And I will be at the meeting Thursday and lunch on Saturday. Looking forward to both. So I hope everybody has a good rest of the week. And this is KE8VZA. Back to you, Jason.
All right. I've got KE8VZA. Got you down for A. Appreciate it. And with that, we are down to the bottom of the list. Let me re-identify this as the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's Tuesday Tuesday Night Net. Net control is Jason N80I using the club call W8WKY. That was a short list of regulars, so we're going to see who else is out there. I'll take any check-ins now. This is W8WKY.
Whiskey 2, Juliet, Lima, Sierra, John and Fairlawn. I'll be in and out. Have a good night, Jason.
Alpha 8, Charlie, Sierra, Gary and Fairlawn.
Jason, WB8YYS, Greg in Kent.
All right. Not a lot of traffic there. W2JLS, I've got you in and out. AA8CS, Gary, and WB8YYS, Greg. I guess we'll throw it out there one more time. Last call. Anyone else out there for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's Tuesday Night Net? All right, maybe I drove everybody away when they heard that I were going to have to listen to me twice, once here and once at the club meeting on Thursday. But we'll go with who we've got. Gary, AA8CS, welcome to the net. What do you got for us, sir?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what happened to my radio, but let me just double check you're receiving me okay.
Your rich and sonorous tones are coming through perfectly.
Oh, yes, I love that. Not a whole lot going on here. I was waylaid. I did not hear the trivia question, and you don't have to do it for me, that's for sure. I'm just going to invoke Shorter's postulate and go with C. Because I'm sure I wouldn't know the answer anyway. That being said, I do want to say how incredibly sad I am to hear that Zeke is no longer with us. He was a heck of a guy, and Zeke and I didn't always agree with one another, but he certainly has been a member of Sarah for a long time and certainly carried some weight. And as a matter of fact, he was my vice president back around 2011 or 2011, and he will be missed. I am so happy that he was able to do that final presentation that he gave a couple of months ago, and he did a fabulous job with it. It was kind of interesting. He was interesting, and the presentation was very good, and actually it was one of his best as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, we will miss Zeke. I'm sorry it went down without us being able to say our final respects and our final goodbye, but that's what people want, and they should get what their wishes are. That's for sure. Okay, let's see. I really don't have anything else. I am looking forward to the Ham Fest. Hopefully, I can make it. The Maps Museum is wonderful, and the Maslin Club does a fabulous job with the Ham Fest. as you heard earlier from Jerry. Anyway, that's all I have. Take care, and everybody have a good rest of the evening. This is AA8CS back to net.
All right, Gary, I'm going to read the question off so that you can participate, since you had told me you were looking forward to my question earlier today. Here is the question. The theremin is an electronic musical instrument controlled by the player holding their hands between two antennae that capacitively sense the position of the hands, which in turn controls the frequency and amplitude of the emitted sound. Who invented the theremin? A. Robert Moog, B. Lev Termen, C. Raymond Scott, D. Alexandria Stepanov, or E. None of the above. You want to change your answer there, Gary?
Oh, you know what? I will. Only because the only thing that sounds any bit musical there is Moog, and that I think was Alpha. So I'll go with Alpha then, because I got just a little bit of a hint. I always go with C if I don't know at all, but Moog is, I think that is a somewhat of a musical term, or at least something close to that is a musical term. Oh, man. Anyway, Jason, great question, and thanks a lot for letting me play tonight, so I do appreciate that. I think I had an issue with my setting, because I did try to check in a lot earlier, but you weren't hearing me, so I went through and dabbled a bit, and so I guess you're hearing me now. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll go with Alpha. And again, thanks for doing the net. This is AA8CS.
All right, I've got you down for A. Appreciate that. And down at the bottom of the list again is Greg, WB8YYS. Good evening, Greg. Good to hear from you. How you doing this evening? What do you got for us?
Okay, W8WKY. Good evening, Jason. The rest of the group's WB8YYS. Greg over here in Kent by Kent State Airport. Also want to offer my condolences to Zeke's family. He was a member of the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club in the Summit County areas as well, and like everybody said, he was a heck of a guy, and he will be missed. Speaking of the Aries stuff, tomorrow evening, the Aries will hold their meeting at the Summit County Red Cross at 501 West Market Street. And our own Ken Digital Dorsey will be giving a presentation on high-speed multimedia, stuff you can do with those Linksys routers. So that's a good program there. Let's see, looking forward to the Hamfest down here at Maslin. It'll probably be the last one we get to this year. And that's just about it. Not much going over here in Kent. It's kind of cold, kind of damp, and what you'd expect for October. So I had a few minutes before the Tri-County Traffic Training Net up on 147.015. It starts at 9 o'clock, and I'll wander up there in about 20 minutes or so. In answer to the question, I'm going to go with A, and I forget the first guy's name, but it was Moog. And sometime later, there was an instrument that was known as a Moog synthesizer, which is kind of the same thing, and a lot of bands used it. I don't know if there's any correlation between that or not, but I'm going to go with A, and we'll see how many of us are right there tonight. So with that, everybody have a really good week. Stay dry, stay warm. I know it sounds like work, but give it your best shot. And I'll turn it back to you, Jason. It's WB8YYS. We'll see you.
All right, WB8. Greg, thanks. Got you in there for Alpha, and thanks for the announcement about the Aries meeting tomorrow. All right, with that, I'm going to put it out there. One last chance. Anyone want to check in and out to the Sarah Tuesday Night Net? Last chance. This is W8WKY.
AE8, ARB, Brandon Mobile. Hope I'm making the trip.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Kilo Alpha, Josh Mobile.
Kilo Echo 8 Whiskey Victor Victor KEWVV Ethan, also mobile.
Kilo Charlie 0 Lima Romeo Mike KC0 LR and Kelly at Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right, we're going to go with that list. I've got KE8ARB, KE8VKA, KE8WVV, and KC0LRM. They're final players tonight. We'll go back up to Brandon, KE8ARB. Good evening, sir. What do you got for us?
All righty. Well, I don't know if I have anything to offer, but we just got done at the Portage County Amateur Radio Service Tuesday night antenna SIG. And we had a lot of fun there. Talked about a lot of antenna solutions and hopefully resolved some of our problems there. And I'm going to go with A just because Gary said it. And I always know if Gary says it that you have to go with what he says. So I'm going to say that. And since we're mobile here, I'm going to jump on out of here in case this is a rough copy. So KE8ARB back to net.
All right, KE8ARB. Brandon, I got you down for Alpha. Josh, KE8VKA, go ahead.
W8WKY, KE8VKA. Good evening, Jason. Good evening to everybody in the net. Heard you doing NCO there. Jason wanted to hop in and say hey and say thanks again for doing that antenna build this past summer. I've been having a blast on HF. A lot of fun this past weekend. Managed to get the what's it called, the Azore Islands off the coast of Portugal, a couple 100 miles off the coast of Portugal there this weekend. The Cayman Islands down south there, all kinds of fun. So that was been exciting. And yeah, just getting home and gonna relax a little bit, I think, tonight. So that's what we got on the plan for this evening. Just relax. And for the trivia question, I'm gonna do what Brandon did there and go with what our illustrious leader went with, and go with Alpha for the trivia question. So with that, I'm gonna send it back to net control, and have a good night, everybody. KE8VKA back to W8WKY. 7-3s, everybody.
All right. Well, Josh, I'm glad you enjoyed that, and I am very happy to hear that one of our build projects is getting some use and making some contacts. That's what it's all about. All right, Ethan, KE8WVV. Go ahead, sir. What do you got for us this evening?
KEWVV. Give me just a second. We're going through a dip.
All right, we'll come back to you then. KC0LRM. Go ahead, Kelly.
All right, hey Jason, thanks for getting me in there. I hope this Echolink is coming through there understandable anyway. Good question. You know, I want to go with A like everybody else. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go with D. Since I see Dustin on here, I'm going to go with D for Dustin. And I was going to go D anyway. I'm probably wrong, but that's okay. I think this is the first night I've checked into this net here, so I'm usually on the Beacon net, but this is my first time here, so thanks for getting me in there. That's about all I got, and I'll let you get off of here and finish up and get back to Ethan there. All right, y'all all have a good evening up to Ohio, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm enjoying this cool weather we're having down here. All right, well, KC0LRM clear, and back to net control, and thanks for running it.
W8WKY.
All right. Clicked off the screen there. KC0LRM. Thanks, Kelly. All right, we'll go back up to Ethan. KE8WVV. Hopefully you're out of the dip.
Yep, we are KE8WVV. This is definitely the first time I've checked into this net. I'm going to say A for the question, because that seems to be a common answer right here. As my dad said, we're
back from the antenna sig. Probably gonna get sleep and to stay asleep a reasonable time. Probably not. Don't want to miss the net tomorrow, but some sleep. So I'll hand it back to Net. KWVV 73.
All right, KE8WVV, thanks. Got most of that. You were picket fencing and dropping out a little bit, but we got most of that. All right, let us check in on our trivia question. Tonight's question was, who invented the theremin? The vast majority of you followed Gary, who said A, and you are wrong. The Soviet physicist and inventor Lev Termen, who went by the name Leon Theremin during a lengthy tour through Europe and the U.S. of his inventions in the late 1920s and 30s, he invented the theremin in 1919. Theremin was patented and worked with RCA to market his invention in the United States in 1928, which was then given his the touring name Theremin. Robert Moog was, in fact, a famous electronic music inventor, but he created a variant of the theremin for pop and rock bands in the 1960s. Alexandria Stepanov was actually one of the earliest students of Terman and played the theremin on NBC radio in the 1930s. And Raymond Scott, who was the other choice, which gained a small following, he invented something called the Clavivox, which was intended to be an easy-to-use keyboard version of the theremin. But the theremin was invented by Lev Termen. So with that, appreciate everybody playing here this evening. We're going to call the net here tonight. As we said earlier, don't forget, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. The club meeting here coming up on Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Eagles. Check out w8wky.org for that information. We've got the Barometer and Eyeball QSO coming up Saturday at 11:30. Again, information on the website. And the Maslin Amateur Radio Club Hamfest is on Sunday at 8 a.m. at the Maps Air Museum in Green. That's all I have for tonight. We'll close the net down this evening here at 8:51. We ended up with 34 participants. Appreciate you all. Evening, and at this time, I'm going to turn the repeater back to normal amateur use. This is W8WKY, clear.
W8WKY. W8WKY. W8WKY.